All right, so this video is going to go through this Recursion Practice -2 worksheet. So this first one says the following method will return true if and only if S contains two or more of the same characters, S contains two or more of the same characters in a row, S starts with two or more of the same characters. Okay, so all right, so the way I do this one, and by the way, again, you guys should be printing these, attempting them, and then going to check your work at the end, and then watching my videos for explanation. But for this first one, I'm actually not going to write this out because writing out this whole thing right here is a huge pain. And we need two or more of the same characters in a row. So what I am going to do, or two or more characters, the same characters. So I'm just going to assume S is equal to call. Okay, that makes it easy enough. And this is best done if I change it to courier new. Courier new is nice because all the like, look at this L would be typically thinner than like this uppercase S or whatever, but they all take up the same space. So with like Times New Roman and other things, it's hard because the characters are different widths. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. So we have this method check where we pass in string S. Okay. And I really hope, well, it's probably not going to fit. I probably have to make this smaller. Let's make this font size 10. Excuse me. Let's see if I can do this right here. I want this, I really all on one line, so I don't have to. Probably have to, if I can make this font size 10, it will probably all fit. Let's see. It's not one to fit. Let's see. Well, we're pretty close. Okay, that kind of works. Instead of, let me just make that C. Okay, so this is really the check method, but I'm going to make that C, okay? And then I can put a pipe in here to separate them, and a line going in here. You know, maybe I don't even think it'll fit with a table. So let me see here. Maybe I can make a table. Throw this in. There, that works. All right, so if the first time through call is passed in here, the length of this thing is 4. Okay, and we want to make sure that maybe part of the reason it didn't So is 4 greater or equal to 2? That's true. And so what is this? This is, what's the character at 0? It is C. And is C, let's see here, equal to character at 1, which is what, A. Or substring, we'll check call substring 1, which would be, it would pass basically ALL to call to check again. So maybe this time I can. Okay, move it over. It's not gonna let me do that last. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, so this calls, so is 4 is greater than 2 and is C equal to A? So that's not true. So, you know, then you could, this is where, you know, let's see, insert. Just kind of want to insert a line, design, layout. Here's my drawing tools. Shapes. So, you know, this is where you put like a, you know, I can cross that out because that is not true. Okay. And so then all gets passed into check again. So I've got ALL, and then, you know, the length of that is 3. Is that greater than or equal to 2? That's true. And is what's at position 0 here? It's A. Is that equal to what's at position 1? L. So that would be no. Let's see if I can. There's that. Then there's that. So that's not true. So then we've got our OR statement right here. And then we've got check, which passes in. So we need from position 1 on. So that's going to be what, LL right here? Right? And that gets passed into check. So LL's there. So then is the length of that is 2. Is that greater than or equal to 2? That's true. And is L equal to L? That's true. So because this and that are true, then it returns true. Because this is just an if statement basically, and if this is true, then return true. So that's all that this one does. So that's your answer, true. Oh, this one's kind of a mess too. This one's a real mess. This one's hard to write out. So let's see if I can do this right here. Because there's a lot of things going on. All right, so we've got what is returned by the call mystery 045 when the array is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. And I might need to, I'm going to shrink this down so I've got some room to write on here. And so let's see here. We will have, yeah, this is gonna be hard. Okay, so I'm gonna just, how do I want to do this on here? Because I think, let's see, maybe I can do this. All right, so I'll start off. I've got my mystery. So I'm going to just say that's M. I'm going to say this is M. Okay. And yeah, so I'm going to say way over here, I'm going to say M passes in low, high, and num. Then I've got this mid variable. Okay. And what's next? Then I've got this if low greater than high. Also got this R mid less than num. And I've got an else if. So this is an else if, else if R at mid is greater than num. We got an else, and I've got a pop up stack. So that's kind of a lot to write out. So let's see how it goes here. Hopefully I don't have to start this one over. So we start off, I've got M is set to 0, 4, and 5. I got mid, which is low and high. So this first one through, low is 0, low plus high, which is 4, divided by 2. That's 2, right? So I got mid is 2. All right, so which one of these works here? So is low greater than high? So is 0 greater than 4? Nope, so that doesn't get hit. Else if, what's mid in this case is 2, so is, what's at position 2 in our array? So we got index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now usually I do that on top, but I can't because there's no room. So mid position 2 is 4. Let's see here. Sorry, what's at mid? It is 3. Is 3 less than our num, which is 5? That is true. So we call this mystery. So I'll say M. So I've got my mid 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1. And my high is 4. And okay, and so then we've got to, so we got 2 plus 1, we got 4 is the high, and the num is 5 still, so I do 5. And so when I pass that in, I got pass it in the mystery, I've got 2, sorry, not 2, 3, comma, 4, comma, 5. And so then we go back in, and so for our second time, our low and high is, 3 plus 4 divided by 2. So that should give us 7 divided by, so this was up here was 2. This is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, but remember we chop off the 0.5, so it's really just 3. So our mid now is 3. And so is our low greater than our high? No. What's that position? 3. So 0, 1, 2. So is 5 right here. Is 5 less than 5? No. So that gets skipped. Then we check, is 5 greater than 5? No. And so then we just return mid, which is on our else, which is 3. So that's what's returned. Now, there's no, I put popping up the stack, but there's no popping up the stack because look at these. This is what it returns. In none of these do they add or, anything to warrant being able to, go back up the stack and like add the previous recursive step to the one before it. Kind of like that Russian doll example. There's nothing being happening. It's just returning 3 because we got to this else statement. So that's your answer. Now, writing all this out is a complete mess and trying to figure out which one you're in. So be careful. That's the hardest part, is just setting this thing up. Okay. Okay, where are we at? Number 3. Okay, so what value is returned by the call something? So this is easier. Okay, so this is actually really nice. Last one was hard, but this one's good. Okay, so click on that. So, oops, I forgot what A and B were initially. So 4 and 6. So A is 4, B is 6. Okay, so we've got something with A and B in it. And I'm just going to call it S, has 4 and 6 in it. Okay, so then this is the suspended action that I put on there. So I got what? Something. What do we got? A and B. And then pop up stack. I already know nothing's being added here or here. It's just returning this once this is true. So we're not going to be popping up the stack, but I just put that in there. So, and whoops, and I wrote that out wrong because this one actually is -1 because we have to find a way to get out of this. Okay, so we got S is 4, and what do we got? 6 minus 1, that gives us S 4, 5. 5 is still, if it's less than or equal to 1, it's not. So then we do what? S 4, 5 minus 1. And we get S 4, 4. That gives us S 4, 3. 4, 3 minus 1. We get S 4, 2. S 4, 2 minus 1. S 4, 1. Whoops. So, or I didn't, not S is, or B is 1 right here when it calls us. So is 1 less than or equal to 1? Yes. So it returns A. A is 4. Sorry. Okay. So it just returns 4. And that's all. That's a suspended action. You don't go back up because nothing's being added or changed with this. It's just returning A, which is 4. And since A never changes, that's what we got. So that's that one. Okay. Excuse me, number 4. Oh, and so I gave you the answer, so you'd have to physically choose A for the answer on 3. So 4 is going to be the same way. It's a multiple choice. So anyway, let's write it out. So we got mystery. I didn't see what that N was equal to at first. So the procedure call mystery 38. Okay. So N is going to be 38. Excuse me. So we're going to have N mystery. I'm just going to call it M, and N is in it. And we check to see if it's greater than 2, which it is. And since it is, we call what? Mystery. I'm going to call it M. I'm getting lazy. I don't want to write out so much. I'll call it M, and then N modulus 3. And then what do? We basically pop back up the stack and do what? If that's not true, then we do, okay, so let's see here. Pop up stack. What it prints. So this is first time through, M is 38. 38 is greater than 2, so then we do M 38 modulus 3. So let's see here, how many times does 3 go into? It goes in 10 times would be 30, so 12 times is 36 with the remainder 2. So you would have M2 is 2 greater than 0. So that's not true. So then you're done with this. So it does this one. So it does, it basically S.O.P 2 divided by 3, which is, so it prints, you know, the first one, which is 0. 2 divided, since they're integers, it's 0, you know, plus a blank space. And so then we got to go back up the stack and figure out what 38 divided by 3 is. So then it prints, you know, 12 point something. So it'd be 12. You would have this 0 in front of it, and so it'd be 0 and then 12. Because again, 38 would be right here. 38 divided by 3 is 12 point something, and the point something gets chopped off, so you're left with 12. Okay, so this is what your final answer looks like. All right, last one. Ooh, this looks brutal. Given the input line A, B, C, D, and 0, So A, B, C, D, and POS is 0. What does the following method print? Okay, look at here. There's a print method or a print function or method here in here. All right. Okay, and then we have A, B, C, and then 0. Okay. So okay, so POS changes, but string doesn't. All right, so let's do this. str. That's what A, B, C, D. Okay, we got POS, which is 0. If so, is POS less than the str dot length. So it's 0 less than 4 because the length is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then we got our first for loop, which then inside of it prints something. So how do I want to do this? I'm going to say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So 1, it's just too hard to write out. 2, and then 3. Okay, so just know 1, 2, 3. Actually, 2 can be written out. That one's easy. 2 can be written out. Maybe I'll just change this one to 2. I don't want to write out that whole thing. It's just way too much stuff here. So just know that 2 is that one and 1 is that one. But I can write out process line. Process line str, comma, POS plus 1. That's kind of hard, but whatever. All right, so for number 1, is 0, I is 0, is 0 less than POS is or less than or equal? Yes. So it's going to print, this is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So the string 0, comma 1 is just A. So it prints A. And then it goes in here and it does, I'm going to call it just PL, process line. And it does what? String, the string, which is just A, B, C, D, and then POS, which is, actually, you know what, and I'll even write it out for you. Okay, I'll say A, B, C, D, and then what is it? POS is 0 plus 1. Okay, so anyway, we print that. I would become 1. 1 is not less than or equal to 0. So then we do this right here. So going through here again, it calls itself. We got string, which is A, B, C, D. POS becomes 1. Is 1 less than 4? Nope. So then we got 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 1? So then we would have, what we have here, we would have we would have POS is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So what's that? This is, again, like if we had our index, we'd have 0, B would be 1, C would be 2, D would be 3. So substring 1, comma 2 is B. So that's B. And then 1 gets added to I, so is 1 less than or equal to 1? Yes, and so we do the same thing. So we do B again. Okay, and then we do our PL, and we pass in A, B, C, D, and then we do 1 plus 1, which is now 2, but we still have our string A, B, C, D. Okay, is 2 less than 4? Yes. So right here, POS now is 2. So let's erase this. POS is now 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So, you know, we start going in here. I is 0. 0 is less than or equal to 2, because POS is 2 right here. 2 comma 3 is C, so it does C, and it adds 1 to I becomes 1. 1 is less than or equal to 2, so then we print C again, and then it becomes 2. 2 is less than or equal to 2, and then we do this and we print C again, so we do C. Okay, and then we got PL, and we got A, B, C, D, and then we got what? 2 plus 1 makes it 3. And this is A, B, C, D. 3 is less than 4. Okay, so then what do? I is 0. POS becomes what? 3. POS is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So 3 comma 4. There's nothing in 4, so but it's really minus 1. So we got D. And so let's think about it. POS is 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to print this D 4 times. Okay. Then we got PL again, and we got A, B, C, D. We got 3 plus 1, so A, B, C, D. POS becomes 4. Is 4 less than 4? No, so you're done there. So it prints so far A, B, B, C, C, D, 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 D. But now we got to start. Now we got this one right here. So, you know, what is POS in this position? Well, it's 4. And what did it print? You know, it prints D, 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 D. And then when we go back up, it prints C, C, C. And then it prints B, B. And then it prints A. Because this is the same print as this one above, and it's the same for loop. So right here, you got to make sure it's going up the stack. So then you got D, 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 D for this one, and then you got C, 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 and then B, B, and then A. So it prints this entire thing in this order. Okay. Go through and test this. This is the second one of these where there's a print before the call and of the method and a print afterwards. And so not only are you printing up stuff before it, but when you print it afterwards, again, it's printing up backwards. So make sure you learn how to do that, okay? So this video is done.